Minglaba and welcome to Myanmar Today. I am Henry Zin with the latest news and reports from around Myanmar. DJ Henry brings us the first report on performances for NDC achievement in ASEAN countries. Dane's coverage on Yunnan's Light Journey program for 2019. Loom has the story on Myanmar to be trained with AIA KICK. Before we get to the reports, let's take a look at the local news. The Ministry of Information held a workshop titled Cyber Wellness for the Youth in Yangon on Monday. As part of the ASEAN-Japan Media and Information Literacy for the Youth, the workshop aims to spread knowledge about cyber crimes and cyber attacks among students and young people. Union Minister Dr. Phay Min delivered a keynote speech on the workshop, and in his speech, the Union Minister said while the international countries are conducting cyber wellness campaigns for the young people, ASEAN member countries are also organizing media and information literacy events. He also recognized the young people are using information technology in various platforms of cyberspace to explore political, economic, and social affairs in a timely manner. Union Minister for Social Welfare, Relief and Resettlement Dr. Wimya A received a delegation of International Organization for Migration in Naypyidaw on Monday. Mr. Akio Nakayama, the chief of IOM mission in Myanmar, led the delegation and discussed providing assistance to trafficking survivors, capacity building for anti-trafficking staff members, ongoing technical assistance to the ministry, welcoming the trafficking survivors back to Myanmar in cooperation with Thailand, rehabilitation programs and reunion with their family members, and adopting standard operation procedures for prevention of human trafficking cases at the IDPs. The meeting also focused on possibilities of signing 2 MOUs for anti-trafficking programs with the Department of Rehabilitation and for loss reduction in disaster management. Continuous and heavy rainfall accompanied by strong winds on Sunday morning caused considerable damage in the Watts and village tracts of Kothao Township, the Nenai region, and triggered a landslide in the township. The number of casualties could not be confirmed. Bridges and trees collapsed, roofs were destroyed, and 5 houses were damaged in the landslide. Officials from the township and ward administration departments inspected disaster-hit areas. The Natural Disaster Management Department shifted victims to safer areas and provided them assistance. In addition, the Fire Services Department, the Red Cross Society, and locals removed the debris and participated in recovery operations. That's all with the local news, and we shall dive right into our first report. ASEAN countries have signed the Paris Agreement and are performing to reach the Nationally Determined Contributions (NDC) target. Our reporter DJ Henry Zin has the details on the performances for NDC achievement being implemented in ASEAN countries. Let's take a look.
In 2015, 196 parties have committed the Paris Agreement, aiming at limiting the global temperature rise to below 2 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial level and to work to keep as close as possible to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Nationally Determined Contributions (NDC) is the key method of the Paris Agreement for the long-term goal of climate actions. ASEAN countries have also signed the Paris Agreement and are working towards to achieve their respective target.
As we finalize our NDCs this year, we are guided by the pronouncement of our President in his recent State of the Nation address to reduce dependence on traditional sources of energy and to fast-track the development of renewable energy. So we view our NDC formulation as an opportunity to transform our economy while embodying a climate-resilient and low-carbon development pathway. We conducted sectoral stakeholder consultations with special focus on the energy sector, waste, industry, and forestry. We have also organized roundtable discussions on economic modeling and analysis, fixing our assumptions on economic growth for the next few years, together with our National Economic and Development Authority. But our NDC is already encouraged. A low-carbon, climate-resilient NDC, the way we are molding it, is already encouraged by our national strategies and policies.
Indonesia is committed to reducing its greenhouse gas emissions of 29% and up to 41% compared to our business as usual by 2030, with international support as reflected in our NDCs. We have also developed a national registry system to support mitigation and adaptation, as well as to ensure transparency and avoid double counting in consideration of its complexities in nature and attempt to bring out concrete action as well as result from its implementation is truly challenging. The government of Indonesia has attempted to frame a series of national policies that allows for more coherent and inclusive coordination and implementation of the Paris Agreement, which also will comprise the participation of non-party stakeholders, including the involvement of local government.
So in 2009, Singapore pledged to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions by 16% from business as usual levels by 2020. And in 2015, building on this earlier commitment, we pledged to reduce our emissions intensity by 36% from 2005 levels by 2030 and to stabilize our emissions with the aim of peaking emissions around 2030.
Climate Action Plan, which was published in 2016, outlines 6 key mitigation measures to achieve NDC target. One of those measures is the carbon tax, which applies to direct emitted at or above 25k CO2 equivalent emission with a rate of 5 Singapore dollar per ton CO2 equivalent of greenhouse gas emission.
Between 2019 and 2023 as a transition period. And this transition period is to give our companies time to adjust to the impact of the tax by implementing energy efficiency measures. And we intend to double to triple this tax by 2030. The tax.
I think it's very important to mobilize climate finance for Cambodia has committed to a conditional target of reducing greenhouse gases emission by 27%. Of non-land sector emissions by 2030, of which 16% to be achieved within the energy sector, which is a remarkable target to be achieved. A national policy, a strategic plan, and action plan on energy efficiency have been developed, but it is still in the process of being adopted by the government.
The Climate Action Plan of NDC reflects the domestic circumstances and capabilities of each country, and ASEAN countries are striving to achieve the target as much as possible. That's all for now. This is Dora Suisin from MI Radio.
That's a report on performances for NDC achievement in ASEAN countries. And we're going to take a look at the weather conditions now. In Yangon, it's going to be cloudy, a couple of thunderstorms around during the day. There's going to be considerable clouds, showers and thunderstorms at night. The daily outlook is around 29 degrees Celsius high, but it's going to feel like 35 degrees Celsius. There's a 66% chance of rain for the day. Looking ahead, thunderstorms in the area Wednesday morning through Wednesday night. In Naypyidaw, it's going to be mostly cloudy and a thunderstorm during the day. There'll be considerable clouds, a thunderstorm in spots in the evening, then a shower in spots at night. The daily outlook is around 30 degrees Celsius high, but it's going to feel like 38 degrees Celsius, 51% chance of rain for the day. In Mandalay, it's going to be mostly cloudy, a thunderstorm on the prowl in the afternoon. It'll be partly to mostly cloudy at night. The daily outlook is around 33 degrees Celsius high, but it's going to feel like 40 degrees Celsius, 40% chance of rain for the day. Stay with us as Piethain brings us the second report, and then we'll take a look at the stocks and currency exchange rates right after that. A Chinese medical team from Yunnan provided free cataract surgeries to 200 patients in Myanmar under the Light Journey program. It was launched last Friday for 5 days at Thidagu Shui Bihei Eye Hospital in Yangon. The aim is not only to bring back the light to the patients, but also to promote their social standards. And it can also strengthen Myanmar-Chinese Baukpo friendship. Bethane has the details.
A Chinese medical team from Yunnan organized a program for Myanmar to provide free cataract surgeries to 200 patients. The Light Journey program was launched on August 30 at Tidaku Shripihe Eye Hospital in Damwe, Yangon. The program will be taking place for 5 days until 3rd September. Yunnan Provincial Health Commission, together with medical experts from Kunming University of Medicine too, will conduct surgery under the program. The Light Journey program has been established jointly by Yunnan Provincial People's Association for Friendship with Foreign Countries and Widaka Foundation in Myanmar since 2016. And this is the 4th year to conduct surgery for cataract patients, which has been hosted at Yangon Eye Hospital and Tidaku Shripihe Hospital. Speaking of the Light Journey Program 2019, Chinese Consular to Myanmar, Mr. Yang Xiaozhang, said,
It has been very long since China has been establishing cooperation with social organizations here in Myanmar. During these years, China's medical teams and charity associations could conduct 30 programs. Meanwhile, we could bring back the light to 6,000 patients in need. The great purpose of the Light Journey program is not only to bring back the light for the patients, but also strengthen our bilateral powerful friendship. During this program, Yunnan medical team also donated 9 million jats and medical equipment to Tidaku Shripihe Hospital. Also, they donated the required medications for 200 patients.
The team will also offer 15 medical equipment used in cataract operations, which is worth about 7.24 million kyats, according to Ms. Jin Jing from Yunnan Foundation for Friendship with Foreign Countries during the launching ceremony.
We believe our team, together with Tidaku Hospital, could bring the light back to cataract patients, and we hope our program can help relieve their suffering. Above all, they will be free from suffering hardships. Our foundation wants to collaborate friendly with any civilian associations or individuals from Myanmar, especially for social charity programs.
Tidaku Shripihe Eye Hospital was established in 2011. Since then, we have been conducting surgeries once or twice in a month for the patient who suffer from eye disease. Yunnan medical team is helping us with eye surgeries once in a year, with free surgeries for 200 patients. Kunming medical team also come here like once in a year. Yunnan team has been here for 4 years. In our monastery, we give eye surgeries to about 1,600 patients in a year.
Yunnan Friendship Foundation also sends their medical team to Mandalay, Nijina, Daunji, Sagai region for 10 times. Under the Light Journey program, they have successfully accomplished surgeries to 2,419 patients so far. Here we have also asked one of the patients. He said,
I have gradually lost my eyesight. That's why I come here for surgery. If I could regain my eyesight, I could walk again without help. I'm very glad to see such charity association for free treatment.
The launching ceremony of Light Journey program was attended by Yunnan medical team, chairman of Tidaku Eye Hospital, Professor Dr. Mya Ao, Sayador Ashin Khimatiri Legara from Tidaku Shripihe Eye Hospital, Chinese Consular to Myanmar, Mr. Yang Xiaozhang, and other guests.
That's a report on Yunnan's Light Journey program for 2019. Let's take a look at the currency rates from Myanmar's central bank. $1 is at 1,523 kyats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 212 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,671 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,840 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,095 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 362 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 49 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 21 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,523. Silver is at $18. And Brent crude oil is at $55. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI remains at 12,000. MTSH remains at 4,200. MCB remains at 8,400. FPB dropped 500 at 25,000. TMH remains at 3,050. You're with MI Radio's Myanmar Today. You can go to our website at miradio.com.mm and listen to our radio programs live on the website. If you're on FM, catch us on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. Or you can simply download MI Radio app on both iOS and Android devices so you can listen to our radio programs on the go very conveniently. Alright, let's move on to the next report. With the aim to bring healthier, longer and better lifestyle, AIA organized one-day-long free AIA KICK football training camp. The event took place on Sunday at the Yangon United Sports Complex, Lying Township in Yangon. Following the training, more than 240 little footballers took part. Loom's going to share more information with us. Take it away.
On Sunday, September 1, around 240 kids gathered at the Yangon United Sports Complex to join the AIA KICK free football training camp. The kids had an opportunity to sharpen their football playing skill with two coaches from one of top clubs in the English Premier League called Tottenham Hotspur. Regarding to the AIA KICK, CEO of AIA Myanmar, Mr. Luke, expressed that they are very passionate about delivering on their promise of promoting healthy lifestyles in Myanmar and are pleased the first ever free AIA KICK football training camp for kids was launched in Yangon.
Hi everyone! I am so happy to be here today. It's so good to see everyone here. My name is Luke and I'm the CEO of AIA Myanmar, and welcome to AIA KICK. This is the first AIA KICK that we're doing in Myanmar, so we're so excited. Thank you for coming. Thank you to all the kids that have woke up very early to come with us. Yes, it's so excited. You know, today we have the two coaches from Spurs, Aaron and Antoine. You know, usually they work with Harry Kane and Song, things like that, but today it's all about you guys. It's just for you. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fun with.
On Sunday, September 1, following the day-long program, the little players aged 7 to 14 years old took to the training fields enthusiastically, running drills and exercises conducted by international Tottenham Hotspur coaches.
Hello. We are football coaches that are currently now based here in Asia, working with AIA to try and help AIA roll out its brand promise around healthier, longer, better lives. So I'm quite fortunate that I'm not alone. Okay, so I have my colleague, Mr. Aaron Tilbrook, who's over here with me today. We should make some noise for Aaron.
Now, one of the coaches, as well as international development manager of Tottenham Hotspur, Mr. Anton Blackwood, said, "The biggest thing is try to make the impact with children, supporting the EIA role, healthier, longer and better lifestyle."
Yeah, first of all, it's great to be here. So first time for me personally here in Myanmar. The first time the club has been here. So we're just excited to get going. And ultimately the biggest thing for us is trying to make an impact with the children and support AIA roll out their brand promise of healthier, longer, better lives.
Joining at the day-long program, one of the students from British school, Yangon, said his dream is to be as good as one of the coaches from Tottenham Hotspur.
Opportunity for me to learn and progress to be a better soccer player, because my dream is to be as good as one of those guys. Yeah, those coaches, because they look really good. Yeah.
One of the parents attending the training, Miss Katngong Zo, expressed her feeling about her kid being able to join at the training.
My kid is currently studying at ILBC, and the students from there are invited to join at the day-long football training. So I applied for my kid, and he was selected to be trained with two coaches from Tottenham Hotspur. Well, I'm very happy for my kid because he is very passionate about football. At school, he is joining the football training and sometimes doing the training outside.
Now, Mr. Anton Blackwood expressed that they hopefully help the country Myanmar qualify for World Cup with their support in football training.
Yeah, so I think so far it's great being here and getting the feel of it. We know it's a country that is passionate and loves football. So our biggest thing is just to try and support where we can. We never like to go in and say, oh, you have to do this or you have to do that. We know it's a country that believes in what it does, and if we can support in any way, then we'll be happy to support the football here and hopefully help the country one day qualify for a World Cup.
That's all the reports we have for today. Now let's have a look around on the international landscape. The mobs smashed at the Tung Chung MTR station near the Hong Kong airport damaged equipment in the subway station, demolished closed-circuit television, violently demolished subway gates, and destroyed fire equipment in the station. Inconvenience caused for passengers to travel, and they were forced to walk to the airport. There were radical mobs blocking roads in Tung Chung, setting fire to burn obstacles, and traffic jams in the vicinity were severely blocked. The police issued a warning to the mob and immediately stopped the illegal act. Along with what's happening right now in Hong Kong, here are some interviews from the visitors in the country.
It is scary, I'm not going to lie, you are a little bit frightened. I just wanted to get back to the hotel. Family overseas, I'm probably more worried than we are. Yeah. Where is it? How close are you? Are you safe? Please stay in. Please don't go out.
I read last night that some of the airlines are down 10% on their passengers that come into Hong Kong. So that's a shame.
Friday night, the bar we went to was busy and lively and music. All 3 bars last night, nothing. Nobody in there. And shutters drawn, and you're like, they must lose a lot of money. Yeah. A lot. I feel sorry if that's their business. Yeah.
In other news, a survey by price comparison site Uswitch suggests just under half of UK parents, 49%, think their child's school should ban mobile phones. 1 in 8 parents said their child's school had already done so. The survey of just over 1,000 people also suggested that the average value of gadgets taken to school by each child was £301. Last year, the then Culture Secretary, Matt Hancock, said he admired schools that had enforced mobile phone bans. However, some have argued that bans prevent children from learning how to self-regulate their use of electronic devices, such as smartphones. The survey, carried out by Opinium on behalf of Uswitch, suggested that the average cost of gadgets taken to school by children was rising. Extrapolating across the total population of UK school pupils, Uswitch estimated that the value of all gadgets taken to schools in 2019 will reach £2.3 billion. Plus, 43% of children now have a newer model of phone than their parents, and in total, adults are spending £13 billion every year on phone bills racked up by their offspring. Well, that's all we have on Myanmar Today. Catch the show on MITV every evening, Monday to Friday at 8:30. You can also join me on MI Radio from 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m., 1 to 1:30 p.m., and from 7:30 to 8 in the evening. Don't forget to drop your comments and messages on our Facebook posts. We'll be back with more news and reports. Thank you for joining us. I am Henry Zin. Have a great day, everyone.